All right, guys, it's time for another watch review. This time it's my new MIDO Multifort 38mm. This watch just came in about 3 weeks ago from Ashford. I paid $309 for it. So it's my first MIDO that I've ever owned. And it's quite interesting. So to go through the specs on this, it's 38mm, 10.85 millimeters thick. These lugs are 20 millimeters. Lug to lug's about 45 millimeters. They're solid end links that are pinned in. They're not screwed removable links, they're pinned in. It's not a pin and collar. It's just a pinned in system that's easier to remove than if you've ever worked on the pin and collar system. They're a little more difficult. So it wasn't really that hard in resizing the watch. It popped right out, went right back in. It's a nice oyster bracelet that's brushed with a butterfly clasp with a little signed MIDO logo there. If you don't know about MIDO, it's basically a division of the Swatch Group, like Tissot, Hamilton, Rado. This watch has the Powermatic 80, or what they call the MIDO Caliber 80. You can see that. Well, you can see that movement in there. This isn't the ETA 28242. This is the Powermatic version. It does not have the adjustable lever on the escapement. So this is just a run-of-the-mill Powermatic 80 that Swatch Group is using in Hamilton and everything else that they're making. The only difference is it has a signed rotor that says MIDO on it with some Geneva striping on it. It looks kind of nice. The case back isn't sapphire. It's screw down with some engravings about the specifications on the back. I really like the case back. It's pretty solid feeling. It's got a real heft to it. It's a pretty heavy watch for a 38mm. I don't know if you can see this in the camera, but the crown is signed. It says MIDO on it. It's a screw down crown, which I think is one of the components of a multifort. So several different multiforts out there by MIDO. This one, I believe they call the Gents model. It's their most basic. But what I like about it is it has a screw down crown, 100 meters of water resistance, stainless steel, sapphire crystal, day date. You can hand wind it if you want. 80 hours of power reserve. I basically bought this to accompany my daily wear Oyster Perpetual. I felt that they had similar styles. Try to get these in both the picture here. Not too much glare. I thought they both had a similar style. If I wore one during the day, I could switch to the other if I was more worried about messing up the Rolex. Both have screw down crowns. Both have 100-meter water resist, sapphire crystal, oyster bracelet. Big difference in price, but I just wanted you guys to see what was I thinking in buying this MIDO, was that this was going to be a backup watch if I'm on vacation, going to go out to the ocean and I don't want to wear a $8,000 Rolex in the water. I'm going to throw on this MIDO and not have a problem getting in the water, getting in the ocean, laying out in the sun, getting in the pool, or wearing it out to dinner. Right now, I've been tracking it for 3 weeks. It's about 4 seconds fast, which is perfect. I cannot complain about that. If it stays there, that's going to be great. I've not seen it deviate from that with the crown up or crown down. So I'm really happy with the performance of the movement. Really heavy, well-made feeling watch. The case almost feels like the case of a Hamilton Khaki King. It's just really thick, big chunk of stainless steel. I really don't know how else to describe it. When you pick this watch up and you're like, oh, it's 38mm, it's gonna be small. It really wears like a 40. If you've got medium to small wrists, do not get the larger version of these watches. It is every bit, takes up every bit of the real estate on your wrist based on that size. Don't let the 38mm scare you. It's a big watch. I really don't go over 38, and I sometimes feel like it's just on the cusp of being too big for my wrists, which are 6 1/4. That said, I love the watch. $309 for what you get. Lume is not spectacular, but I'm not really big on lume anyway. And it's also got half links for resizing. And it fits perfect on my wrist, and I still have several links to go to remove. So to get a screw down crown watch, 100 meters water resist, day date complication, you're getting an ETA Powermatic 80 movement, although it's not adjustable. It's running fine, and I'm not gonna have a problem with it. The bracelet, so well made. I do wish they were screwed in links, but again, we're talking a pretty budget conscious watch, but you see there's a little bit of play here versus if you had screwed in links like you would have on a Rolex. It's got a tighter fit, but $309. If you can pick one of these multiforts up, there's different variations, different color dials. There's a white, there's a gray, there's a black, there's even a diamond version for women. I think it's a great watch. Don't be scared that it says MIDO. I think you're basically getting a Tissot. It's just a different name on it. But a screw down crown, 100 meters water resist, sapphire crystal, oyster bracelet, butterfly clasp, see-through case back. Nice looking rotor that they've done to it. And plus, I think MIDO it's got more of a unique name and reputation. Most people have heard of Tissot, they've heard of Rado, but they're gonna say, well, what's a MIDO? You know, it's owned by Swatch Group. You're not getting anything that's poor quality. It's all probably made in the same factory, but do like the feel of this watch. It's probably one of the better feeling watches I've owned in that price range, from Seiko to Tissot, Rado. When you're in that 300 bracket, usually you're getting something really chintzy feeling from Orient, but this is a really well-made watch. I enjoy wearing it. It's a very simple dial. Again, search around, you'll see a lot of different variations of MIDOs out there. Look for the Multifort that gives you that screw down crown, that 100 meter water resist. I think you'll enjoy it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to post them. Thanks.